Welcome everyone to the Simulation Frequency. On today's episode, I want to cover spiritual grifts in the simulation, those that use God and the whole messaging behind this. And then somehow there's a link to a PayPal or a prophetic course or some other type of thing that this individual may be selling. And that's often not divine guidance. That's emotional manipulation dressed in a robe. This is not about God. It feels more about control. And today we're going to expose how parasocial religion is becoming the ultimate spiritual scam. Let's be honest, this isn't new. Religious figures have been doing this for centuries, but now with the power of social media, they've perfected that formula. They've created intimacy with their followers. They'll show vulnerability, weep on camera, call you family, they tell stories, they share testimonies. They make you feel like they're speaking directly to you, and that may not always be connection. We have to make sure that we're wary about parasocial traps. A parasocial relationship is one-sided. You feel connected to them, but they don't even know your name. And when that creator also claims divine authority, now you're not just emotionally invested, you're spiritually obligated. Because if God supposedly told them to say it, who are you to question it? Let's call it what it is. It's a psychological funnel, but instead of promising six-figure sales or weight loss, they're selling eternal consequence. They're weaponizing your fears. They use hell, demons, and curses as scare tactics. They make you believe that your life is cursed unless you pay for deliverance. It's like a product in a holy Amazon cart. They're not actually living in faith. They're living off yours. They've monetized the mystery. They've created a divine dependency model. You can't pray unless they lead it. You can't hear God unless they translate. You can't be delivered unless you pay for the service. This is Uber, but for salvation. And if you question it, you're under attack. You're letting the devil get to you. Your discernment is rebranded as disobedience. It's a nice trap, huh? You are damned if you comply, and you're cursed if you don't. Here's the truth. God doesn't need a middleman with a monetization strategy. If your relationship with the divine depends on someone else's approval, if you're made to feel guilty, anxious, or cursed unless you give some sort of money, if they say they're speaking for God, but the message always benefits them, then you are not in a church. You are in a parasocial cult. You don't need Cash App to be seen by God. You don't need to buy your worth. You don't need to rent your soul. Real connection empowers you. Fake prophets enslave you. Choose wisely, because remember, it's all coming from you. Just because it feels like it's helping doesn't always mean that it's coming from a clean source. Ask yourself, is this teaching making me more dependent on this person? Do I feel fear, shame, or urgency if I don't do what they say? If the answer is yes, it's manipulation, not ministry. It almost always starts with, "This is a word from God," and ends with, "Join my prophetic mentorship, buy my ebook to break generational curses, sow your seed in faith today." So a rule of thumb should be, if you have to pay to receive God's message, it's a transaction, not transformation. Look for a pattern and not the performance. Authenticity isn't crying on camera once. It's how someone shows up consistently when the cameras are off. Do they always speak in vague generalities that apply to everyone? Is every word delivered with heavy emotional bait? Is their content basically spiritual clickbait? God doesn't repeat the same script daily with slightly different music. Is it empowering or enslaving? Real spirituality gives you the tools to connect to the divine. Grift spirituality convinces you that you can't hear God unless they post. You won't be protected unless you join their prayer group. You are under attack unless you cover yourself with their words and products. If their words make you feel fear not following them, that's spiritual manipulation. Clout is not the same as calling. Someone with 1 million views may have 0 alignment. Someone with 100 followers may be the most grounded God you'll ever find. Ask, what is the real fruit of this message? Are people becoming more loving, more self-led, more connected to their own intuition? Or are they just becoming obsessed with the messenger? At the end of the day, everyone's searching for something: purpose, peace, protection. And when someone shows up crying on camera saying, "God told me to tell you," it feels good to believe someone has the answers. But here's the thing. If someone needs your feel to fuel their faith, if every message comes with a price tag or pitch, if saved starts to look more like a social media aesthetic more than a sacred connection, you're not in a relationship with God. You're in a relationship with content strategy. So take care of yourself. Pray, meditate, ask for signs, whatever connects you. But remember, you don't need a middleman with a ring light to hear from God. Sometimes the real message is the one you hear when you finally stop scrolling.